Welcome to the channel, guys. My name is Plural Bets, and on this channel, I like to do hip-hop album reviews. I take an album, I listen to each song, give a brief breakdown of each one, and then rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. Just a reminder that music is subjective, and just because I like or dislike something doesn't mean you're obligated to like or dislike something, so I suggest that you listen to the album yourself and come to your own conclusion. In this episode, I have Lucki's Body High. He is formerly known as Lucki X, an American rapper based out of Chicago, Illinois. This album dropped in 2014 when he was still considered an underground rapper. From what I gather, this is supposed to be a mixtape. I don't know much about him as a rapper, but from what I've done on my little bit of research on this album, it's supposed to be glorifying drug use in a somewhat negative light, so I'm going to slap a parental advisory on this. So without further ado, here's the review. Track 1, Fourth Commandment Broken. The first verse for this starts off a little weak, but he picks it up in the end. I like the hook somewhat. It's probably the best part of the song. It's only really average, though. The second verse is an interlude where he's talking about the movie Lucki and the part where they use 100% of their brain. This song is kind of weak, if I'm being honest, so I'm only going to give it a soft 3. Track 2, Told Me. The beat for this is actually kind of weak. I didn't like it. And he also had a lame first verse. But the hook is actually low-key dope, and I like that part. My favorite part, though, happens to be his second verse, where he really takes off. This song is actually pretty decent, so I'm going to give it a soft 6. Track 3, 197, Trap Talk. I don't like the fact that the intro for this is a minute long. The first verse is okay. The cadence that he uses on it is actually pretty smooth. The space that he uses in between his verses I thought was actually pretty lame and was kind of confused on why he did it like this. His second verse is lame as well. The song is actually not really all that good. Disappointing start to the album. I'm giving this a hard 4. Track 4, Finesse. The beat for this is low-key dope. Up to this point, it's the best beat on the album. My favorite part of the song is the first verse, which he low-key snaps on. The hook for this is decent too. It's actually pretty smooth. And he also does his thing on his second verse. It's actually pretty good, but just not as good as the first. First solid song on the album, I'm giving this a hard 8. Track 5, Crime Pays. I like the cadence that he used in his first verse. I thought it was actually pretty smooth. He kind of falls off towards the second half, but it's still an okay verse. The hook just didn't hit right to me, and I wasn't really feeling it. His second verse is fairly solid all the way through. I'm giving it the best verse on the song. It's a little bit above average, so I'm going to give the song a soft 6. Track 6, Witchcraft. The first verse that he does on this starts strong, and then he takes a bit of a dip, and it's up and down the entire verse. The hook was okay. I gotta say, it's only average. The second verse is the best part of the song. Pretty smooth compared to the rest of the song. Overall, though, it's only fairly average. Gotta give it a hard 5. Track 7, Reflections. I like the hook for this. It was actually pretty smooth. The first verse was very nostalgic for me. It brought me back to my high school days and was actually pretty dope. My favorite part of the song. The second verse is also pretty decent. It's not as good as the first, but it's still okay in its own right. This by far is the best song on the album. I'll give it a hard 9. Track 8, Can't Blame You. This is featuring an artist called Ransa. Lucki's verse starts off pretty strong, but then he ends it fairly horribly. My favorite bar happens to be the Rey Mysterio wrestling. I thought that was pretty cool. And then he does a little short 3-bar hook that only occurs once during the song. And I do have to say that Ransa snapped on his verse. Dope lyrics, dope cadence, and he's got the best verse on the song. And he is the reason why it is carried to a soft 6. Track 9, Xan Cage. Another long intro. This one's about a minute as well. And it transitions into a fairly lame track. I don't really like the premise. I mean, he's spitting okay, but the premise just doesn't hit to me. And then the second half of the song, he repeats one line over and over again a bunch of times, and then a couple of different lines over and over again as well. In my opinion, this song is actually pretty lame, so I'm only going to give it a soft 2. Track 10, Slow Down. The beat for this is very trippy. The first verse that he does is okay. I would only give it an average moniker. The hook is fairly dope. I liked it. It has a decent message for those who are in active addiction. And I have to say that what he did with his second verse is my favorite part of the song. It's hard to explain, but it's pretty dope. Like I said, this song is feeling really trippy, so I'm going to give it a hard 6. Track 11, Hidden Places. His first verse is low-key dope. Probably the best part of the song for sure. But the hook is kind of lame if I'm being honest. His second verse is below average to me, and I gotta say that I just wasn't really feeling it. The song drastically falls off after the first verse. Weak song, I'm giving it a soft 4. Track 12, Count on Me 3. The beat for this is actually pretty smooth. His first verse is way below average though, and I didn't really like it. The hook was fairly smooth though, probably the best part on the song. He does a little interlude before the hook comes around again at the end of the song, which I thought was pretty smooth. The song is a little bit above average, if I'm being honest, so I'm going to give it a soft 7. This album was okay, but overall, I didn't really like it. Not that it was bad or anything, it's just fairly old, and it's kind of a niche rap style. And full disclosure, I have moved out of the lifestyle that he's glorifying, so it just kind of didn't hit right to me. A past version of me might have enjoyed this album, but today's version of me doesn't. I would say that it's not really worth traveling back 14 years to listen to this album. Maybe give some of his new albums a listen. Does anybody know if any of his more recent stuff is any good? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to smash that like button. Let me know which album you think I should do next, and then subscribe or follow depending on which platform you're viewing this on. Until next time, friends, peace.